Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Monday afternoon. Hope you're looking after yourself still and hope you're having a good day, whatever it is that you're up to. Do have a video today with potentially some bad news. I think it's important that we always talk about how Spurs may want certain people, or there may be interest and things may look bright or great or whatever. It's always good and important sometimes to be a bit more realistic and also talk about potentially what might happen and might not favour Spurs. So we're going to be talking about centre-halves in this video, so plenty to get into. Just want to say, if you're new, subscribe to the channel. You're very much welcome. Plenty of videos to come out. And, also, share it with your friends. I'm sure they wouldn't mind mocking me and calling me a fool. But we're going to talk around Jean-Claire Todibo to start. And it came from Football Insider, from Peter O'Rourke, who said that Man United lead in the race to sign Jean-Claire Todibo. They lead Tottenham, obviously. Look, on Todibo, I've been pretty consistent on this, that I think he is the best option that we've been linked to, okay? Todibo obviously is having a very good season in Ligue 1 with Nice. They're doing very, very well, obviously mounting a proper serious title challenge. I've always thought, would he want the move? Obviously, as well, you've got the summer coming up and having to want to be in the France squad, which is a very, very competitive squad when it comes to centre-half area. He's going to want to be playing regularly to make sure he gets, obviously, the game time. There's a few reasons why I wasn't too sure if Spurs were going to be on the top of the pile to get him, because I don't actually see him moving in January, to be honest. I see him moving in the summer. Once, obviously, the season's done, he's in the French squad, he's going to be really open to a move, I reckon. I reckon also Nice would probably be more willing to talk about it as well. The reason why Man United, I think, are leading Spurs is, well, one, they'll obviously pay him over the odds when it comes to his wages. He'll probably get 200 grand a week off the bat that he wouldn't get at Spurs. Spurs, he might get 100 grand. Man United pay double what we'd pay because that's what they do, and that's why they have financial fair play issues. But obviously, the other key part to that is that Ten Hag has fallen out with Varane, and the fact that Varane is going to probably be sold in January opens up money financial fair play wise to get a Todibo, but also creates a spot where Todibo will look at it and go, I can play week in, week out at Man United, big club, always on TV virtually. But I guess the downside is, will Ten Hag still be there? Will the new manager like me if he is gone? A lot of those things, I guess, do come into it, but I don't see him moving, to be honest, full stop. It's good that we're in for a Todibo because he is a very talented player, but I don't see him moving, if I'm honest. I just don't. Let's talk about the second player on this list, which is Marc Guehi. When it came from Ekrem Canor, who put out that Newcastle United will move to sign Crystal Palace's 23-year-old defender Marc Guehi in the January transfer window. Now, look, the reason why I can kind of see why Newcastle are in there is obviously they do have injuries. There is a place where they are in Europe. We'll see what happens, obviously, this week with AC Milan and how that how that unfolds with all the carnage of what their group is. But they have injury issues. They play, obviously, if they're still in Europe come January time, they're still playing twice a week. If they get, for example, if they finish third in their group and they drop into the Europa League, you're still going to get European football. Obviously, if they win and things go their way, they obviously continue through into the Champions League knockouts. That obviously plays a part. It's a good step up from Crystal Palace. So is Spurs. They're both good step ups from Crystal Palace. He's probably due that step up now. 23 years old. He's still got a few years before he hits his prime. Still developing, but is obviously a good player. He's going to cost a lot of money. And as much as Newcastle maybe don't have the biggest financial fair play abundance of spending that they can do, because obviously it's not about what you can spend, it's about what you make when it comes to financial fair play. So if it wasn't, Newcastle would buy every player in the world, spend £1 billion, and it'd be, easy, but they have their limitations when it comes to financial fair play. So they may move on one or two, but with Marc Guehi, they'll look at it and go, his English quota, they're probably going to start to look at really beefing out their squad with EU players. And well, look, Marc Guehi, he's in England squad. He's homegrown. Those all play key parts when it comes to Europe. It ticks a lot of boxes for Newcastle. Yes, they have Sven Botman, but if they're in Europe, they're playing twice a week, 3 times a week. They need to be able to have rotate. Key issue right now is they don't have the ability to rotate, and that's why you looked at what happened with Spurs, which I talked about it in a previous video. Go have a little watch. It all plays a massive part, you know. Let's finish on with the one that I think is most realistic to happen, but I've always been pretty certain that it may not happen in January. And it comes about Lloyd Kelly. It's from Team Talk, who put an exclusive that Bournemouth have made a club record contract offer to Lloyd Kelly in an attempt to ward off potential suitors. The defender has attracted interest from Tottenham, Newcastle and Liverpool, as well as the Serie A giants of AC Milan and Juventus. With that deal, the reason why I'm not sure it happened this month is I don't see Bournemouth wanting to sell. And because Bournemouth aren't going to want to sell, obviously you can't force them to. You know, you can put an offer in, you can kind of say, look, let's not make you lose them for free come the summer. Let's get you some money now. You can reinvest, you know, you can replace, all those things come into it. Bournemouth, they're doing fairly well at the moment. So they beat Man United at the weekend 3-0, you know. They are actually doing well. It's kind of like them and Everton have really sort of turned the corner, you know. They've had more time with their managers now. You can kind of see what the change is. You can see what the system is. You can see how the improvements have come around. I think Lloyd Kelly is the guy that we go for. I do think we go for him, but I think it's free in the summer because Levy and the guys will look at that and go, we can get a potential England international for free in the summer. We get someone in January that's, you know, reasonably fairly priced, and you can say, you know, we'll look in total, we spent £30 million on 2 centre-halves, and we've still got Romero, we've still got Van de Ven, we've still got Phillips. You know, you still got Dorrington, obviously. I think that's the way they're going to look at it. It'd be silly to not get him on a free. It'd be smarter, obviously, in terms of this season, you know, potentially looking at trying to get top 4 football. But obviously, he is injured to Kelly. And that's another key point that I think they'll look at it and go, look, he's injured now. There's no point getting an injured player now. We'll get him in the summer. We'll give him the season. Look, it's going to save loads of money. It's going to save 20, 25 million. We're going to spend that money on someone else that they go and say, look, there you go, there's centre-half finish. And look, it might be a Mark Guehi, it might be a Jean-Claire Todibo, it might be what the next video is about. There's other players to talk about, which I want to talk about separately in a bit more detail. I just think Mark Guehi is going to cost too much. I think Jean-Claire Todibo might cost something similar, but I think is a potentially level up on him, which then I can understand. I think, yeah, Todibo costing something like 40 million is probably about right for him. Mark Guehi is going to probably cost that, maybe even a little bit more, English tax and all. I think Kelly being the cheap one is where they go, and I don't see him being like a massive drop-off to the other two. I don't. But I also then realise that it needs to happen at centre-half, right centre-half, and having to bring in someone that is of quality, is of ability to rival what we have there already. I think people need to get out of the shadow of Van de Ven and Romero are the 2 starters, and then what's behind is what behind. No, you want 4 guys that are all fairly similar that can battle it out. That's how you get better quality. That's how you develop. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video if you did. In the comment section, like your thoughts and feelings around the 3 guys and how Spurs might be missing out on all 3. Want to know your thoughts and feelings about that. Just want to say, subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.